Thank you, Michael. We appreciate your being here, so let's not waste your valuable time, and we'll get right to the thick of it and try to figure out what's going on for people who are learning or struggling to bridge the gap between SEO and SOL. So, Instant being this week's stop on the Google Magical Mystery Tour. What the hell is Google Instant, and why are we supposed to be worried about it?
Well, Google Instant is really just another update that Google is making to their site. It really has more to do with the user experience than with the algorithm itself. So you can imagine being in this business, as soon as Google Instant came out, all my clients were calling me saying, oh my goodness, this is going to change SEO, and what's going to happen to our organic rankings? But the reality is that Google Instant really is nothing new. In fact, Google Suggest has been out for probably close to 2 years. And Google Suggest is simply, as you start to type, there are suggested terms that pop up. And Google Instant is really just taking that one step further. So Google Suggest is still alive and well. You start typing and results do pop up, or suggested terms pop up. But in addition, what's happening is the organic results, so the non-paid results that appear on the search result placements, are refreshing as you continue to type, honing in on really a select group of organic listings to help you refine your search. So the good news there is that the Google algorithm has not changed. Although it does change pretty frequently, we know that from an SEO perspective, SEO best practices are still really the way to go, and this just changes the user or search user experience slightly, not significantly, and again, organic optimization remains the same.
Anybody making use of video in marketing, that they should be focusing on anything special if they want their video content to hit the mark with Google Suggest and Google Instant?
This is a function of what's called universal search, and universal search is really something we need to focus on from an SEO perspective. So what that means is that, and let's go to video games, I see that as a suggested term. What you're going to find is you look at these results, you're going to find Google Suggest up here. You're going to see paid listings, so at the top and also on the right-hand side. But if we look at the organic results, you'll notice that Google Local is now part of those results. And let's see if this one has any videos. And there is some news or a news release. There's also a listing for books that includes the key term video games. So, and images. So this is actually a great example because it's really showing you at a very high level the essence of universal search, which is Google is going out across the internet and it's grabbing everything, which includes images associated with video games, videos, maps, any news, books, blogs, and more. And if we click more, you can see it also accesses shopping sites, updates and discussions. These might be forums or blogs or things of that nature. So universal search is really what we need to focus on from an SEO perspective, because it's quite conceivable that someone who's, let's say, never been on the front page for a given term can simply go to Google Places, which is the new name for Google Local, and enter information about their business, and now all of a sudden they're appearing on the first page for a search term that's highly trafficked.
So you see nothing but positive results from this if one pays attention. It's not something that somebody has to run screaming out and spend $900 on a new manual to understand.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think the fundamental aspect of Google has not changed, and that is Google is always about improving user experience. So to the degree that these items improve the overall experience for browsers, Google will continue to make them and continue to add these enhancements.
Where should somebody who's never done this before start? What would you say, listen, this is the best place to start, you need this?
I think there are a few places that people should start. Obviously, I'd like to recommend my book, SEO Made Simple. It's the top-selling book on Amazon.com. Actually, it's going to be in its second year of being a top seller.
Can you throw that up for us to see?
Oh, sure, absolutely. And that's really, and all you need to do is go out to Amazon.com and simply type in SEO. and you'll see my book here, SEO Made Simple. And that's what's great about SEO, Rick. You know, it works everywhere.
I was going to say.
So once you learn the fundamental techniques, you know, you can apply them virtually to any market, which is just wonderful.
There's instant
but
proof.
You know, that book, that's it. Proof's in the pudding, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, Rick, that's actually a great suggestion. You know, I see a lot of people and get a lot of emails from folks or comments on my blog where people say, hey, this guy's selling this SEO thing and it just sounds so great. What do you think? And my response is always the same, which is, I don't know, Google him or ask him what keywords he's been able to rank his websites #1 for. So you really need to check all these people out and make sure they're legitimate. But, you know, this particular book is great for anyone starting because it really is all about the fundamentals of search engine optimization. And that's really where people should focus. You know, what are the basic blocking and tackling types of things that we need to do in order to get our website fully optimized and ranking well for given keywords? And the other suggestion I would make is to stay on top of SEO-related news. And there are a couple of sites that I would suggest. The first one is SEOmoz.com. And SEO Moz has a blog which I follow pretty regularly. You can sign up for notifications to be sent to you, but they always provide very valuable information that's industry specific. And then the other one is Search Engine Watch, searchenginewatch.com. And this is really a news site related to search engines. So, for example, prior to Google Instant coming out, it was announced here. Prior to Yahoo using or utilizing Bing search results, it was announced here. So those are just a few sites and resources that are helpful for people who are really just starting out in SEO.
On a final note, I want to ask you something because you're from New Jersey. Have you ever met Bruce Springsteen?
You know, I've never met Bruce Springsteen, but I heard a fantastic story that a friend of mine gave me. His name is Rick. I won't give you his last name, but his wife teaches at a school where one of Bruce's children had attended. And she was out in her car. You know, it snows a lot here in Jersey. And she was out in her car just kind of warming up the car, and she hears this knock on her window. And she looks to her left, rolls down the window, and it's Bruce Springsteen. Bruce actually handed her a guitar through the window and said, I'm sorry I didn't drop this off earlier, but this is for the school auction. So Bruce handed her a signed Bruce Springsteen guitar, and I think she said it went for something like $32,000. So no direct sightings, but just some wonderful stories. We love Bruce here.
Like yourself, he's a really nice guy at what he does, too. You're an Ivy League grad with a big background as CEO and big wing in a lot of businesses, and yet here you're a very interesting, nice, pleasant person with good information to hand out, and I thank you so much for taking your time. I know you're busy, and it isn't snowing in Jersey yet, but if you're like me in Toronto, you got the snow shovel out the garage already because it's getting soon.
And I want to thank you, Rick, and really thanks for everything that you do. And, you know, I just feel that you really help bring legitimacy and credibility to really so much that's going on the Internet, especially in the video realm. So, you know, I want to personally thank you, and thanks for having me on.